good? Welcome you guys back to my channel, Nene Blobs. Today I'm making a book review slash book talk on Warcross by Marie Lu. This book was such a good book. It is set in a world that is 10 years from now, but it's still our world. So it's a futuristic world, but not a lot changed. It follows this character called Emika Chen, who is kind of broke, and she's being evicted from her apartment, but she's really good at hacking and like doing things on the computer. And at this time, there's this one company which is owned by Hideo Tanaka, and he produced these glasses where you can it's like a game that's connected to your mind, and it's by using these glasses, and it's like very, very futuristic. And there's always this one game called Warcross, which is almost like capture the flag. There are a number of championships throughout the year, and before I go on, I just want to say this game is watched by millions of people. Like, she was watching it before she accidentally glitched herself into the game. So for a split second, everyone saw her glitched into the game, and then obviously as fast as she can, she quickly gets out of there, and she's like hoping that no one saw her. But there's like billions of people watching her, so obviously she starts getting this call, and her first instinct is to just ignore it, and she falls asleep, and then the next morning she sees that she has so many missed calls, and finally she decides to call the person back, and it is Hideo Tanaka. He is like her idol, and he wants to speak to her personally and wants to offer her a job. Now, if that doesn't intrigue you, I don't know what will. Not only was this a fantastic book, it was written just perfectly. There was so many good scenes in this book. It was fast-paced. There was no slow part. And there's romance, there's adventure, there's a bit of mystery and crime, and it's just like really, really good. I would say it's like a mixture between Miss Congeniality, Hunger Games Divergent, and Ready Player One. It was my first book that I read in the year, but I loved it so much, and this is like one of my favorites for the year. I'm so excited for the second book. It's actually, I think, part of a duology. If you guys haven't read this book, please go read it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I recommend it so much. I think I found another favorite author of mine, because Marie Lu really wrote this book brilliantly, and I really just want to read more of her stuff. I think this year I will be reading a lot more of her stuff, because each time I was very interested in her books, but I never bought it, and now I think I'm going to, because this book has hooked me into her writing, and I'm so excited to read more of her books. So that was it for the non-spoily part. If you guys haven't read this book and you are interested in it, go and buy it and read it. Please read it and then come back so that we can talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to my spoiler part, so everyone that hasn't read the book, go and read it, and see you guys when you finish the book. Okay, so where do I start with this book? Let's start at the beginning. So Emika, she's being evicted from her apartment, and first of all, her roommate is just like in the house, not really caring, but apparently she's trying to get more jobs, and she also can't get jobs, even though Emika has one job. And then she also actually works for the police, kind of, not completely, but hackers at that time actually help the police to catch other hackers. So people that are really good with computers and finding other people, like Emika, they help the police, and that's what she's doing. I've got to say, that first part where she's trying to catch someone, I was just like at the edge of my seat. It was a very suspenseful part, and when she didn't get the reward, I was so annoyed. Why? The police saw her catching this person. How in the world does that even happen? I was so annoyed. And then she comes back, she feels really down and annoyed because she only has $13 to her name, and she's being evicted, and she also can't really get a lot of jobs because she has a criminal record. When I found out how she got expelled, I was just like, whoa. So she saw this girl in her school who was being cyberbullied, and she took it upon herself to take revenge on the people cyberbullying this girl. She takes it upon herself to get all the information from the people that cyberbullied her and private pictures and decides to post them. And also other stuff I can't remember, but that was a big thing. Whoa, I would feel bad after that. So basically she does that, and then the police think that it's the girl being bullied that did that. And then she sacrifices her criminal record, I think, and her school. Like, she gets expelled for this girl. And I'm just like, oh, that's so nice. Now she's in this apartment, kind of broke, and she is watching this championship of Warcross, which is created by like one of her role models, Hideo Tanaka, that everyone else in the world about is watching. Like, so many people, they said the amount, it's like billions. And there she decides to try and hack this game and steal one of the power-ups so that she can sell it to get money. And I'm just thinking, this is going to go wrong. In any circumstances, this can go really badly. And lo and behold, it does. She glitches herself into the game in front of millions of people in the game, and that scene was just like, I felt like everyone was just frozen. And then she quickly glitches herself out again, and when she started getting those calls, I was wanting her to pick it up. She waits the whole night and then wakes up and then decides to answer the call, and it is Hideo Tanaka. Like, imagine waking up and calling this person and it's your role model. Like, what? And he wants to offer her a job. Who would pass that down? Really, who would? And obviously she agrees to it, and her roommate is there thinking, oh, maybe it is a prank. And obviously she takes the offer, and with that he also pays off the rent and the debt that she is in right now. And that is like thousands of dollars, and I would be so grateful. Dog barking, woo. Yeah. She agrees to this offer and packs her few belongings, which is her dad's painting and her Christmas ornament, and goes to Tokyo. What? She literally goes to Tokyo on this private jet of Hideo's, and she's going to Tokyo to meet him. That is just crazy. And I've got to say, the scenes in the cars or the jet was like one of my favorites, especially George, I think. There was just this one conversation that made me laugh, and I was just so excited for her. Like, I think this happened the 3rd chapter about, and from then on I was just hooked. I like fell in love with the story so much. So the job offer that Hideo asks her personally is to try and work undercover into the game. Like, first of all, he asks her to be part of the Warcross game, which is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and she can't actually do it because she has a criminal record. She's allowed now because Hideo says so. So she has to work undercover to try and find this hacker that Hideo suspects that he's going to do something big in the midst of the game. She's kind of working undercover and also playing this worldwide game. And now, from the beginning, when Hideo starts talking to her, I was just like, there's gonna be a relationship right there. I can see it happening. Yes, it does happen. I literally ship the two. I love them so much. That scene when she tries to get out of the room and asks for pants, and he's right there, and she only has a sweatshirt on or like a hoodie. I was so like, oh, it was such a cute moment. I loved it so much. And when he like invites her to his house like twice, first his house and then his parents' house, I was just excited for their relationship and very sure of their relationship. I was happy. When he tells her about his brother, I was like heartbroken. It was so sad, and especially that the fact that he has like different memories of that day, and you can see it in his eyes that he really has this burden on him. And I don't know about you guys, but when I heard that he has a brother, like even before the whole story, like even after the whole story, I was thinking Zero must be his brother. In books like this, I am very suspicious of every single character. Each character I just like think through, and I like think maybe that's Zero, maybe not, and I love when I'm right. I'm just so happy, like that satisfaction that you get when you find out that the person you thought was Zero is Zero. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just so happy with that. I like get this warmness, and I'm just like, I told you so. To no one, because I didn't tell anyone, because I can't spoil people. But when I found out Sasuke was Zero, I literally ran to my sister and I was like, I told you so. I can't tell you what I told you, but I told you so. And I was just really, really happy. Let's go to Zero for a second. Like, and the Dark World. Like, the Dark World is a scary place. You go there risking your life, literally. You can be put on this assassination board where everyone can see, and there's like a bounty on you if you go against people there. When we found out that she was put on this board the first time she was there, and people could actually like get money if they assassinated her, I was so scared of that place. And it was very intriguing, like that place itself. That moment when she enters that place and Zero is right there and she isn't supposed to be able to see him. I was sweating all over. I was just so scared for her. He was walking around her. She must pretend that she can't see him. I was so scared for her. And then when he takes her memories, I was so sad. Don't take her memories, and then he blows up an apartment. And this is after he tried to actually assassinate Hideo, who is his brother. Why is he trying to kill these people? Like, I'm so curious to see why he's trying to kill his brother. Like, is he angry with him? Is he being manipulated? I have no idea. But when that crash happens, I didn't even expect it. Like, I think there was like a second warning. I was so scared for her life. And the people around her. Her teammates were in the house. Oh, and her teammate. I love her teammates. Except Ren. I've got to say, obviously, from the first second at the draft, when he doesn't come, I was obviously so suspicious. And it wasn't like a secret that he was actually one of the bad guys. Also, why didn't Hideo just kick him out? I was really angry that everyone was blind to Ren. Like, Hammy. Oh, I love her character. And also Ash. Oh, Ash was one of my favorite characters. I think it's Ash. He's the leader. So there's, in this Warcross game, there's five people, I think. The architect, the fighter, I guess the captain, the shield, and the thief. Yeah, I loved Ash as he's a leader, and he's a really good leader. Like, I've got to say. And that first game where we could like follow what they were doing, it was one of my favorite scenes. I loved this so much. And then at the end, when she actually wins it for the team, and I was so impressed. She is such a smart person, and she's the best architect. Especially after that party where Max and Tremaine were trying to intimidate her and being like, we're gonna beat you, and then she beats them. I was so happy. That scene was also written so well. I've got to say, I knew what was happening the whole time. And that end scene, that end game championship. Those last 50 pages were like crazy. Everything happened. So many twists happened. So this game, one, was so cool. I imagined the Spy Kids, or where you're like in this mechanical thing. Anyway, it's so cool. And she finally actually goes against Zero, and she's able to stop it from exploding. But does that help anything? No. Because then we find out Hideo's plan. Okay, before I start this rant, I just want to say I love Hideo. He was such a good, smart character, and I feel like he's so honorable, and like he really wants the best for everyone. But when he comes with this talk of trying to control people's minds, I was just like dumb smacked. Is that even a word? I was shocked. Like, first of all, him being so blind to the consequences of this actually being made was so crazy. He is like selling these glasses and now these contacts and like all these things for free even, so that everyone can have it, so he can control their minds and stop them from doing something wrong. Now, he is thinking this is good because he's stopping people from doing like crimes, but in actual fact, he's taking people's right to decide and like have their own mind and make their own choices away from them. That's like the core of being a human. You are there to decide things so that you have a unique life. You have your life there to decide things on your own, not with a manipulating person stopping you from doing anything bad. And also, if this gets into the hands of someone bad and they actually use it for bad, I can't even imagine Hideo not seeing the consequences of this. But basically, I am against what he's doing. I think everyone is. But by this time, I am just confused of what's happening. Like, by the end of this book, and she's being offered this job by Sasuke. When she finds out that it's his brother, why doesn't she just call him? Like, this can stop everything. Hideo keeps on saying he's doing everything for his brother. But if he knew he was alive, then maybe he could stop this crazy talk. And also, why isn't she just calling him? And do you think that he knows that his brother's alive? But if so, why is he still doing this? Why is his brother trying to assassinate Hideo? Like, this makes no sense. And the fact that she gets offered this job by Sasuke and now she might work with Tremaine, I have no idea what's going to happen in the next book. I am so annoyed with Hideo. Like, why did he have to have this thought in his mind? Hopefully in the next book they can kind of steer him away from this idea. Like, please, Emika, you can do this. Every time that she had to leave the group, like each time, like that karaoke scene where Hideo was almost assassinated and nobody knows about this, and she has to go and karaoke with people, I felt so bad for her. But also, when she left, part of me knew why she was leaving, but part of me was so scared that people were going to follow her. I'm a very paranoid person. So when she left, I was so scared people were following her. When that picture with the two of them came out, my heart was like beating so fast. I was scared for them and so sorry for them. Emika actually supposed to not actually be with him that much. She's supposed to be, first of all, undercover, and also, like, she's part of the game, so people can think that she was just chosen because this relationship. And also that first drafting, and she was the first one chosen. I was so happy. Like, when we find out that it wasn't even Hideo that did this or manipulated Ash to do it. Ash actually did it because he thought that she would be a good architect. It was so nice. And the fact that Ash saw that she was better than she was leading on was so cool, and it made me so happy. And it reminded me of Hunger Games, kind of, which makes no sense, but to me it does. The flashbacks in this book was brilliantly put. I loved each flashback and seeing her history being scattered around this book. I loved it so much, and finding out more about her father and her mother and just her backstory was so interesting. I loved that aspect of the book. I was so impressed with this book, especially because it was my first time reading Marie Lu, and I've found a new favorite, like I said before, and yeah, really, I recommend this book. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. And if you want more of these reviews, please tell me down below. And comment down below if you guys have read Warcross. And if you did, how many stars do you give it? I give it 5 out of 5 stars. Like, I love this book so much. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I try making videos once a week. Okay, so see you guys next time. Love.